This is for companies that create inspection documents, any companies that create any sort of inspection documents. SOLIDWORKS Inspection automates the ballooning of the engineering drawing, minimizes the time needed to record inspection measurements, and streamlines the inspection reports. So a little bit about SOLIDWORKS Inspection. What it does is it creates inspection documents for quality control and queue planning. It creates balloon drawings and inspection reports, and it can be created. Templates can be created under inspection standardizations, including AS 9102, PPAP, etc. Any sort of company standard or global standards. SOLIDWORKS Inspection also does in-software inspection performing, so you can actually perform the measuring and the data input inside the software. So a couple key features and benefits. SOLIDWORKS has had customers claim up to 90% time savings, and that's because of the process it automates the inspection processing, and it's very easy to use. It doesn't take a lot of training. It's very quick to get up and started. SOLIDWORKS Inspection also does not require a CAD platform to use it. The standalone product itself works on its own. However, it does come with, like I said, the SOLIDWORKS add-in if you would like. SOLIDWORKS Inspection is also going to improve your time to market, and it's going to perform your inspections on the fly faster. All right, so enough of this PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and let's see the product. I just had to get that out of the way for you guys. All right. So I'm going to open up my SOLIDWORKS Inspection just like I would. Let me hide this really quick. I'm going to open up, and what I want to do is I want to begin a new project. And I have a couple of custom templates already created, a couple of default templates with some different standards, with some different standardization. I'm going to open it. And I need to find a design drawing, or a drawing that my design engineer created. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves open up a drawing. All right, and this is a PDF drawing. SOLIDWORKS Inspection opens up TIFF drawings, .TIFF drawings, or PDF drawings. And what SOLIDWORKS Inspection, its main tool, kind of its bread and butter, if you will, is going to be its image recognition software. It's OCR software. What it does is it essentially takes a picture of the text, the text on the sheet, and creates data inputted into your properties, into your properties. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today. Is I'm going to show you how well this OCR software, how this interacts with the inspection software, and what kind of benefits it's going to bring to you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to capture the part name. Actually, I'm going to capture the part number, and down here I've got the part number, and all I'm going to do is drag and drop, click it, and as you can see, it automatically captures the part number itself and inputs it as text format. We've got our revision here. I could probably easily type that in, but I'm just going to capture it just to show it off. And the part name, now Hamatra is kind of a little bit of complicated name, so we'll see how it takes it. Okay, it looks like it messed it up a little bit. No worries. We're going to go ahead and click Fix. Great. Hamatra rod end, part numbers there, part revisions there. We've got some custom properties that we can input. This is an AVS M30 part, so let's make sure that's correct. I don't have a work order number for it. I'm going to be inspecting it, so this is good. All right. Let's see. No questions so far, which is fine. So what I'd like to do is now that I have everything in the title block captured, the properties of the part captured, I want to capture, and I want to get the dimensions with the OCR software. I'm going to capture the dimensions of the project. So what I'm going to do is I want to find, in my inspection, I'm the inspecting engineer, I'm the QA engineer, and what I'm trying to figure out, what are my critical measurements that I'm going to be measuring or I'm going to be inspecting. So the first thing here is this this whole diameter right here. We want to make sure that that's definitely going to be critical. And as you can see, let's pin this down. As you can see, I'll show you guys that again. Sorry about this. Pin this down. All right, so let me do that again for you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to capture this dimension. Now what it did is it automatically captured from essentially a snapshot that it took, captures the data of the value itself and the tolerancing. And from the tolerancing, it can create an upper limit and a lower limit, basically for an inspection approval. So when you're going through and doing your inspections, the software knows that this is the limit that the measurement can be in. Is that going to be, is that good to go, or do we need to do we have a problem with an issue with our part? So this is kind of the highlight of the OCR, the optical recognition within the SOLIDWORKS inspection. Makes it so that you don't have to type in this data every single time you're trying to create an inspection line item. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to copy this. Again, creates the value here. Looks like this tolerance got a little bit messed up, so we'll go ahead and we're going to recapture the tolerance. And there you go, the tolerance is exactly what it needed to. It's a diameter. And also, one thing I would like to do is define what kind of inspection method are we going to use. Well, these items, this item right here, I would like to measure with digital calipers. You can see that there are also other measuring methods, including coordinated measuring machines, laser measurements, pin gauges, et cetera, et cetera. But in this case, I'm going to measure this key component this key feature with digital calipers. And there's also some operations that I need to inspect, that I might need to inspect, whether it's anodized, whether there's a drilling operation there, whether it's being punched, whatever. These are all fields that I can customize and input. I can also see if this is a key. I can also tell if this is a key component or key inspection component. And actually, this diameter that I'm going to show is definitely a key component. So I want to make that a key. And you can see it created the K2 right there. So it's a key component. It's the second inspection item. And in fact, this is going to be a key component as well. So I'm going to make sure that I highlight that as one. And this is also going to be used with digital caliper, or measured with digital calipers. So let's go ahead and we'll finish through, or we'll finish the other inspection items. Go through. All right. And you can see how well, for the most part, how well this image recognition software, it automatically inputs your value and the tolerance thing. So you don't have to type that in. You don't have to create that. It helps. This is one of the aspects, this is one of the benefits of SOLIDWORKS Inspection, is it really streamlines that process. So we have a little bit, that looks, see, we have a little bit of an error there, so we're going to, and you know what, I'm actually going to recapture that guy. Down here, what I'm working with down here is actually the inspection line items themselves that I'm creating. So it works off as SOLIDWORKS Inspection. The inspection documentation works off of Excel, and what it does is so it groups everything in Excel spreadsheet form essentially. And we can see there's all these groupings that we can work with, including what kind of inspection method we're inspecting it with, what the units are, what the tolerances are, the limits, what inspection number we're working with. So this one right here we're actually going to delete because I don't like that. I didn't like how that recognized, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to recapture that. So that one captured a little better. All right. Oh, my project hasn't been saved. Yeah, thanks, SOLIDWORKS Inspection. Yeah, I'd like to save it. I don't want to go ahead and lose everything I worked so hard to get to. That sounds good. That's a great name for me. Yes, I do want to replace that. All right. And kind of speed up a little. All right. So now we have a one last guy here, and you can see, okay, this radii measurement right here. It says we want to let's say we want to make that we want to inspect to measure that twice. So you can see, all right, you know what? I don't want that to be one line item because it's going to be two measurements, 2 inspections. I want to break it up. So I'm going to create an instance for each. So there you go. So now I have 2 inspection items for that one dimension. And so now we know now the inspector, or me, my quality assurance engineer, knows to inspect both of those radii. So, all right, I think I have everything, but I'm not very sure. Let's see. I'm not sure if I have everything. You know what? Let me hide these. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put my GD&T in here. So as you can see, I hid everything so I can see what I've missed. Oh, it looks like I missed a radii right here. So we'll go ahead and create an inspection. We'll create an inspection point at that. Everything looks that. You can see though. As you can see, this this radii does not have this radius dimension does not have a tolerance, but you can see how the inspection tool automatically created a tolerance for it. Well, that's because in my options, I am able to define default tolerance. So if there is not a tolerancing, I can create default tolerancing for every dimension that I input. Kind of helpful, helps streamline the process. That is one of the options that you can change inside the options tab. You can also, let's see, we can say you don't like, say you're a little colorblind and red and green are pretty kind of hard to see. I actually have my managers the same way, so I have to change some coloring schemes, so that's not going to be much better. But I have to change some coloring schemes so that he can see some of my drawings better. And so there you go, blue and red will help offset the color scheme better. I don't want to change that. So we'll go back from, let's get back into, okay, let's double check, make sure we have everything captured that we need to. Now we forgot to capture the GD&T, the global dimension tolerancing. So we'll go ahead and we're going to capture geometric tolerance. Now the geometric tolerancing part of this tool, it takes a picture, and this picture that can be outputted to your Excel inspection document, which I will show you in a couple minutes. But this picture will be outputted, but without inputting the actual, the flatness tolerancing, without putting it in yourself. Oops, excuse me. It's not. It will not output to your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, we'll do another one. A little glitchy right there. My mouse is running out of power. So we want to put a parallelism tolerance at 0.002 and at the A for reference to the A datum. All right. So great. So we've got an almost completed inspection document. Uh-oh. I'm just getting an email from my customer saying they want to update the part. Oh no, now does that mean I have to redo this whole document? No, we don't. What we can do is we can easily compare our old drawing to our new drawing that our customer has just given. If it's a similar drawing, or if it's a drawing, or it's the same part, it's just got a couple dimension changes, whatever. Let's see. So okay, we've got our new revision that our customer sent us. Go ahead, and what it's going to do is it's going to put the old on top, or the new on top of the old, essentially. You can see that. Let me zoom to fit this better. There we go. So what it does is everything in red is the old drawing. Everything in green is what is on the new drawing. So it looks like the orientation of the drawing views stayed the same, which is great. Looks like right here they took away this dimension, they put it on this side. Okay, it looks like some tolerancing change there. We've got some tolerancing change right there. What else? Some more tolerancing change. All right. Well, it looks like they're giving us some easier tolerances, which is good. That makes it easier for us to manufacture. Happy about that. That's it. Just some quick changes. Not a huge deal. Okay, great. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to replace the old drawing with the new drawing. And now what SOLIDWORKS Inspection does is it now is recognizing, if you see, which one did we change? We changed this dimension right here, and we want to let us, what we're going to do here, going to, all right. So now, what adjustments do we have to make? Looks like we have to add on the capture of this dimension. All right, that's great. This is updated. This was updated. This was updated. Okay. All right, so it looks like we easily updated the drawing fairly well. Not too many issues right there. So you know what we need to do? I think what we're ready to do is we are ready to export this out to our Excel inspection document. Fit this page. So simple enough. What we're going to do is we're going to export as an Excel document. We can also export as XML documents and as PDF documents. So those are three methods of exporting. Right here we've got some pre-made templates. We're going to use our AS9102 text template that we created, which goes by the aeronautical AS9102 standard. All right, let's export this. Yes, we creates an Excel spreadsheet. Now what it does is it's creating an inspection report of an Excel spreadsheet of an inspection report with all of the inspection lines, the critical inspection lines that we created, and now we can do our actual inspection. So let's say we took some measurements of our part. We found, okay, this is 0.85. All right, that's in the limits. So we found this is 1.2, 199. All right, so we found that's great. So this is 2.101. Oh, all right, so that's a little bit larger than a little bit outside of our tolerancing. So we need to go back and double check our part, and so on and so forth down the line. We go and we can see as well that we can go ahead and keep going with this. Let's say this is 1.06. That's not enough, or it's too much. Excuse me. 0.106. No, 0.06. That works. Okay, great. Etc. Etc. So we have our customized inspection report. Now, one thing with this is SOLIDWORKS. This is a this is a very customizable template. You can create this with you create your templates through Excel. They can be customized per whatever your company standards are. Whether you work off of an industry standard, anything you need to, you can customize this, and you customize it in the Excel tool itself, in the Excel software. So let's go ahead and don't save. All right. Okay. And one thing that is not shown in here, one thing you can also do, you can also capture notes. We can try, let's say we can try right here, we can capture lines of notes, and it'll input, you can say dimensions are an input, inches. We can, let's zoom in a little bit. So we can do each of these lines, and we can make notes as inspection points as well. So this product needs, or this needs to be anodized per this standard. This needs to be all the edges need to be deburred per this to whatever thousandth of an inch. You can create utilize those as inspection points as well inside the using the note OCR tool. All right. So that is kind of the nuts and bolts, just a brief overview of the standard standalone product itself. The included in the professional edition is a, excuse me one second, let me get this page. So included in the professional edition is a, you are able to measure tools, you're able to input your measurements directly onto the SOLIDWORKS inspection, inside the inspection software. You're able to input the measurements directly from either digital calipers, or if I can, let's get this out of my way, you can import CMM results. So I don't have any CMM data to import, but if I would, all it is it's a simple, you would have the CMM results inputted as text files, and using the OCR, you would be able to capture exactly what results were and organize them accordingly inside this table. So you can create your inspection reports with those CMM results, and that's kind of one of the robust features inside of the standard, or excuse me, the professional edition, is to be able to measure and inspect on the fly. So you're able to measure and inspect inside this software, which is a really cool thing, and actually showcase it. So remember, we had a couple of these ones. We had this measure with digital calipers. We have that one as a critical. We want to measure with digital calipers, and we have, let's say we want to measure this dimension, make sure that the width is that is a critical dimension, and we're going to measure those with digital calipers. And we definitely want, let's say we forgot one right here, 17. That's going to be a key component, and we would like to measure that with digital calipers as well. All right, so we've got four. Grab this. We've got four inspection points that need to be inspected with digital calipers. I actually have here in my hand, I know everyone can't see this, but I have here in my hand and actually a 3D printed Helmatro bracket here, the same part that we have that we're showing, and I'm going to actually, and I have a set of digital calipers, and I'm just going to show you. You're just going to have to trust me, but I have a set of digital calipers, and I'm going to show you how easy it is just to put how it inputs the measurements. So let's hide this really quick. So which ones do we need to measure? We need to measure this hole. All right, so I'm going to click on that hole, and it shows me right here where I need to where the input is. So I'm going to click on that. See how it's got that little pen? It means it's ready to write. So that hole, we're going to use my digital calipers, get the hole. All right, click, imports the data. There you go. So with the digital calipers that I have in my hand, I'm able to import the data directly onto it. We'll do really quick. What's the next one? The next one is, what is the next one? Oh, I'm sorry. This is actually this one. So this is, let's go ahead. So that's a little bit out of, oh, I'm one step above each other. I'm sorry about that. So there you go. So this is correct. So we'll go ahead and we'll double check this. Double check that diameter. Great, that works. The next thing is the diameter right there. Sorry about this, 1 second. Confused myself a bit. All right. So that's great. Here we go. All right. I think for some reason I'm one off and I'm wasting a lot of time on this, but if I was a little bit more capable in my data inputting, it's a simple importing of the digital caliper results, and it gives you a pass-fail result immediately. And the same would go for any CMM data, any coordinated measuring machine data that I would have. I could import that and give pass-fail automatically on the spot. And as you can see, I've got a couple inputs right here. They're incorrect inputs on my end, but if I were to export this again, and I would like to use the template with the measuring expert on. This is again a custom template. This comes with the software, but there's also custom templates. You can see that it creates my inspection report just like it does the old one with the pass-fail information automatically exported, and that would go for any other inspection, measurement that I had, if they were CMM or other digital caliper or any other method that I have in importing the measurement data. So it's a pretty cool characteristic, or it's a pretty cool tool. That's with the premium tool. You can save this Excel file as and have it on your inspection floor. It's great. Like I said, it's very customizable. It's the template, it can be customized per each company. So it's a pretty robust and customizable feature. So that's the gist of the standalone. I'm going to do really quick, kind of give you the shortcut version of the SOLIDWORKS add-in. And SOLIDWORKS add-in is geared towards SOLIDWORKS users, and they have users that and basically it's kind of a little bit of a shortcut. It's really cool. So for those of you who had SOLIDWORKS or who have SOLIDWORKS and are working with the drawings tool a lot, this is going to be kind of cool to you. Before I move on, does anyone have any general questions that they can think about and type into the chat so that if we need to come, or when we come back to it at the end, they don't forget? So if you have any quick questions that you're thinking of now about the standalone products, type them in now so we know that we can come to it at the end. If not, we'll worry about that later. All right. So I'm going to get out of the standalone product, and I am opening up my SOLIDWORKS. I would like to open up a drawing, and I have my new rod end drawing. All right. So I have my drawing that I was working on in my SOLIDWORKS inspection. It's the correct revision, and I start up my SOLIDWORKS inspection add-in. All right. I'd like to start a new project. And you can see here, just like the standalone product, I have to input the part number. Oh, look at this. It's linked to my custom properties inside my part. So for those of you who are SOLIDWORKS users, you can see any sort of custom property that I have, I can link to my inspection report. So I have, okay, great, my part number's there, my part name happens to be the description, my revision number, I don't have a revision, but I can type that in. I don't have any of that right now. All right, so I'm going to create that. Now this is going to ask. This is asking me what am I extracting? What kind of inspection points am I going to extract from these dimensions? Am I going to extract every single dimension? Am I going to do some, et cetera, et cetera? So what I'm going to do is I want to include inside the dimensions. I'd like to include reference and basic. No, I don't want to include either of those. I don't want to include only inspection documents. Secondary units, yes. Do I want to include notes? Although I don't have any, I do want to include notes. Let's say that, well, I'll go to that. Do I want to include GD&T? Yes. Whole callouts? Yes. Okay. So any sort of welds or surface finish symbols that are in here, if you want to include them in your inspection process, that's an easy, then it will automatically include it for you. Next on this one, what kind of default tolerancing settings do I want to have? I want to use the document defaults because I know my SOLIDWORKS document settings are correct, or my document default tolerancing is what I want to use. Sounds good, check. So now, ooh, look at that. It creates inspection points for each dimension that I asked it to create, that I asked it to. If I did not want to create an inspection for, let's say, number 11, we'll go down here to 11. Looks like I don't want this, so I'm going to, excuse me, actually I told it to that. Let's see where, so it automatically creates, excuse me, the inspection points for each of the dimensions that I asked it to. Now all of these inspection points are input into the characteristic tree just like they would be just like they are in the standalone edition or the standalone product. It looks like over here, remember we wanted to make this guy a key component. So yeah, we want it to be a key. We want this to be, no, we wanted this to be a key component. We wanted, you can add comments to these if you'd like. As you can see, it creates its tolerancing just like in the standalone product. It creates its upper and lower limit. And you also are able to export to XML document or export to XML, PDF, and Excel documents your inspection reports just like you would with the standalone product with customizable templates. You can change your balloon types from, we don't want them to be circular, we want them to be triangular, sounds good, changes all the balloons. Basically, the standalone version really makes the process of creating your inspection document, if you already have SOLIDWORKS and if you have everything in your SOLIDWORKS drawings, it helps create really jumpstart that inspection document creating process. You can also edit your inspection methods in terms of, do I want to use calipers or CMMs? You can edit all that. This is like I said, this is a very customizable product. You can edit templates as well as you would. You have an existing template. We can go in here and we can say, all right, we want to, let's say we want to add a column. Great, let's say this is zone. And where is, excuse me. There is a zone. Let's just say zone. All right. Well, we can easily customize this. We can easily customize this if we need to per whatever standard or company we're working on. I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much the overall gist, I mean, we could go into a couple of the little details more if we needed to. That's where I leave the specific questions or the phone calls later on if we need to talk about kind of how this would benefit our company, you know, how this would benefit you guys. Let's go ahead and let's wrap this up. All right, so wrap it up, Brian. So again, this is SOLIDWORKS Inspection is for any company that creates any sort of inspection document. SOLIDWORKS Inspection quickens the process by automating the ballooning of the engineering drawings and streamlines the inspection reports. And notice the time savings is if you use using the standalone and or the SOLIDWORKS add-in will definitely save you time in your inspection document creating process, in your inspecting process itself. It's going to reduce the time to market of products by shortening that inspection process and shortening the errors involved in it. You're going to have a quick ROI on the investment, by the way. I mean, with the amount of time you save, you couldn't imagine, you know, if that's that quick that ROI is going to be quick. Return on investment, excuse me. So now's the time for questions. I'd like to open it up to anyone that has questions. Let's see. Do we have any? I'm going to. Let's see. All right, let's see. Sorry. All right, do we have any questions? I'm going to unmute everyone and see if you have any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, and we'll talk about this. Sorry. Excuse me.
There are questions in the questions box, Brian.
Here we go. Okay. All right, I see. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit
It's okay.
Sorry
You can
about that.
also, if you undock them, it usually.
What do you mean by undock? I'm sorry.
See where it says questions, and then over to the right-hand side, there's a little arrow.
Gotcha.
See
All
it?
right.
Okay. Then you can.
So the first question, and this is sorry I didn't see this earlier, Jim. Let's see. Can you add methods to inspection? Jim, can you add methods to inspection? Could you clarify that question? Let's see. Is there? Sorry about that. I'm not very familiar with the. Are they, Kelsey? Are they all? I'm sorry. Are they all unmuted or?
Muted. Unmuted.
Okay. There. They're all unmuted. Jim, can you clarify a little bit for Brian about your question, the first one, about can you add methods to inspection?
That thing just I'm talking.
No, he's fine.
No, where's it here?
Jim, I can hear you. I think we can hear you.
Who? Hello?
Yeah, okay. Well, to answer Jim's question, sorry, look, this is getting a little out of hand. Let's go ahead and to answer Jim's question, yes, you can quickly you can definitely move the balloons, both in the, it's a quick click and drag, both in the inspection, so in the standalone product you can, as well as inside the SOLIDWORKS product. Sorry that I didn't showcase that in the presentation. Adding a thread gauge to the method of inspection. All right. Jim, in terms of adding a thread gauge method to, or adding a thread gauge to the method of inspection, I will have to, let me do this. That I'm not exactly sure about. I believe so, but I don't want to give you a full answer to that, or I don't want to give you an incorrect answer. So, Jim, before I have your email, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I get that right, and I will definitely answer that outside of this, and I'll figure that out, and I'll definitely give you an answer to that. So we'll give you an answer to that thread gauge method. I'm close to saying, I'm close to being very confident with saying yes, but I'm not positive, so I don't want to give you the incorrect result. Can you move the balloons? Yes, you can. Could you show an example of the PDF balloon drawing? Yes, I can. Josh, all right. I probably should have exited. Let's do this. Okay. Probably shouldn't have closed it down. Not an issue. So here's my, I'll get this out of the way really quick. Here's my balloon drawing that we had created earlier. And what we'll do with some inputted measurements already, let's go ahead and we will export this to a PDF. And why don't we save it to the desktop so we can find it easily. All right. So it pops it up. That is the PDF. It shows each inspection points with their balloons next to them. Obviously, you can customize what the balloons look like. You can customize whether they're triangles, squares. You can customize their color. You can customize any of that per what you're looking for. It's, you know, this isn't just a cookie cutter, or this isn't just your. This is what you get. That's all. That's what you have to deal with. So let's go ahead and, Josh, I think that looks pretty good. I hope that looks good to you. If you, let's see, next one. Tolerance did not change with after the merge with the new print. Is this a common error? Yeah, that one, I was actually kind of surprised by that. I don't think that's an error. I think that's a user error on my part. I need to double check there. It should update automatically. I don't think that is a yeah. In case everyone's wondering what I'm talking about, Jim's asking me that if the tolerance when I replace the new drawing with the on top of the old, or the new revision on top of the old drawing, that some of the tolerancing didn't change, and I believe that is a user error on my part. I need to let's see. He's talking about if look that changed. Yeah, some of them did not change, or they didn't change. Yeah, like this one right here. This didn't change, and there. I'm going to have to figure. I believe that's a user error because it's supposed to, and I might be missing something. So it's supposed to change automatically once you update the drawing with a click or a selection. I apologize for that. Let's see. I'll get back to you. Write that down. Sorry about this. 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Will the the characterization, I believe that means the characteristic zone work with multi-sheet drawings? Yes, it will, Jim. Yes, I just didn't have a multi-sheet drawing, but what it would do is it would just it would create a second, or you would work. There would be a selection. Sorry. Yes, you would be able, this whole, it works off of a multi-sheet drawing. It shouldn't have a problem with that whatsoever. I just didn't have one to present. Will SOLIDWORKS Inspection run outside of SOLIDWORKS? Yes, it will. There's this, like I said, David, there's the standalone version. There's the standard standalone, which is what I'm showing you here. The standard version does not have the digital caliper measurement input as well as the CMM data inputter, but the standard standalone will run without SOLIDWORKS. The SOLIDWORKS add-in is part of the professional package. Let's see. Are there any other questions that I can't answer? Oops. Yeah. If you'd like to,
Muted.
Everyone, let's see if do any of you guys have any questions beforehand? Woody, I see you have your hand up. Do you still have a question?
I can. Yeah. How does it do with fractions?
How's it do with fractions? What do you mean by that? How's it do with fraction? Oh, like 1 over or 1/2, 16 quarter inch or whatever. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let's actually present that really quick. Hold on. Let's go to this drawing. I should have had some actually, and we'll say options. And we don't want that to be. There we go. So let's go ahead. We have some fractions right here. All right, so let's import a, say, this looks like a nice complicated action right here. So it looks, I believe there is, let me see. There is a display option which helps you, is there should be, this is you know, I cannot find the option right now. Would he let me write that down? Let me see how that does. Let me figure where that fractions option is, and I will get back with you on that. Woody, what's your last name? Your last name is Mills.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will get back to you on that one. I'm not sure at this time, so let me get back to you on that one. Because that's, yeah, that would be nice to know. I've been working mostly with decimals, but yeah, you kind of brought up a great point. Hey, what about the 1/16, the 1/32s? What about all that? Let's see. I'll get back to you on that one, Woody. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? Anything that I can present to you really quick? I know this kind of been, you know, we're coming on the hour, but is there any other questions you guys have before I close it down? I mean, obviously, we can have a lot less formal conversation if you need to. Just give me a call on the phone. I can easily talk through some stuff. If you have any pricing information or any sort, or you want to do a specific demo, not a problem. You can get with your sales rep and try to figure that out. Again, if there aren't any more questions, and if there aren't any more questions, let me.
It looked like Jim had one more question.
Jim, did I might have actually deleted your, there you go. Jim, question, do print need to be in SOLIDWORKS format or can you import a PDF? No, you can, the initial print, Jim, if you're talking about the standalone product, can be, the initial formats are either PDF or .TIFF files. So PDFs or TIFFs, and obviously the clearer the PDF, the clearer the you know, the less pixelated, the clearer it is, or excuse me, the you know, the less blurred it is, the clearer it is, it would be better. But a PDF or a TIFF would be the files you would need to import. Yeah, so it looks like I got to get back to you guys on that fractional question. I do need to figure that out. I don't know right now off the top of my head, but I will figure it out, and I'll get back to both Jim and Woody on that one. Are there anything else? Am I missing anyone beforehand? If not, like I said, my name is Brian Molstuff. I know it says Danny Lopez. I'm filling in for Danny right now. So my name is Brian Molstuff again. I'm a design engineer here. If you need to get in contact with me, my direct number is 804-545-7160. And you can go ahead and give me a call anytime, and if you have any questions about inspection or anything else. So if that's all, I think I don't see any new ones. But Jim and Woody, I will get back to you guys on that, and I'll get back to you guys on the thread methods and the fractions and updating after the new PDF was replaced. So I think that's it.
All right, thanks for joining us this afternoon, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.